Hi, Frank. So I like to clip videos of my favorite creators, but sometimes I miss their video on YouTube. And then I get to their video very late. And by the time I clip it, everybody's already clipped it. So I was looking for a tool where I can, once that video is published, I can automatically clip it and then have all those clips ready to post.
Yeah. I did create for you a little something. I think you'll be pretty pleased. So it's on GitHub. So it's open source. It's free to use. Everybody can just like take it and use it. And that's what we'll be doing in this video, showing how you can install it. But before we start install it, let's just share what it is. So this is using n8n. So n8n is an integration tool. So it connect different services together using those kind of like spine or like chain of nodes. And each node defines some actions and it interact with different services. In our case, we'll be tracking, for example, YouTube. And when there's a new video, we'll call Reka API to clip. So ask to create a job. Then that first flow will be done. We'll have another flow that will check the status of that job, because obviously, like for AI to first get that video, analyze it, and then clip it, it will take some time. It can, depending on the length of that video, it can take many minutes. So obviously we need to check and so on regular basis, it will have a look. Does the job is finished? When it's done, this version, save it in a Google Sheet.
That is so
But I
cool.
think you wanted to send an email instead, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
So we'll change
too?
that node, that last node in green at the right, not the last, but the one before the last one. We'll change it to send an email instead, and we'll be done.
That's
so
awesome.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes, super.
Okay. So I will share all the links. It will be down below so people can jump on that page. So it's on GitHub. If you're familiar with GitHub, you could fork it or clone it, or like that's all very technical. Or if you want, you could just like download the zip file. So you click on that code green button and you go download zip. Exactly. Perfect. So now we can go into n8n. Once you have your n8n, you go there, you create a new flow, just like you did, Annie. And now what we want to do is we want to import, because we want to reuse what was in that GitHub repo. So the three little dots at the top right, you can now import from a file.
Is it submit real creation or check the first one, right? Submit real creation.
Yes, that's the first one. So now there's a few errors. And in fact, you know what? Before doing that, we could have created a table. So save it with the errors. We'll come back to fix them after. So now go back to personal. So we go back to your personal space. What we want is we want to create a data table to keep track of the status of the job. You know, when the video is ready, we don't want to like ask again and again when one is done. We want to stop monitoring it. So let's create a new data table. Yes. I'll create a new table. Everything is set up with the table name being videos. So future Frank here, to save you pain, instead of using the word video to name that data table, use something like Reka jobs or clips, something like this. And in every node where that a table is used, just select your name that you pick. For some reason, it wasn't working great with what I have in the template if you use the word video to name that table. Now back to the recording. So the first column we want, there's no order. So order is not important, but the first I have here is like, it will always be lowercase and it's video underscore title.
Video underscore what?
Title.
Okay.
Yes, and it's a string. It will all be strings.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's add another one. It will be video underscore URL. And then we'll have job ID underscore ID. Sorry. Yeah. You were right. And job underscore status. That looks good. So now you could go back to personal and let's reopen that first flow. Excellent. Okay. So that first node with that little lightning bolt, that's the trigger. So that's what start our flow. So if you click on it, it will open a different window. So right now it's using a RSS feed and it will be watching for a YouTube channel. I think what I took as a sample was my channel. So like we'll definitely want to change that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
I let value there. So like, people can understand like what they should be looking for.
Yeah.
So we want to go and grab a channel ID place. So now click on create the node in the middle. That one calls Reka API and will send the URL from that user. So now we need to pass the API key that you have for Reka. For that big red square right now says that, hey, the API key is missing because obviously mine was not shared. So you can go to the platform.reka.ai to get your free API key. And once you have it, voila, you copy this. That's where you put it. Beside that globe at the top left, it says beer account. So you could click on that and put like Reka API key or something like that. So that way it means something for you. It's always good to name things in integration because at some point it becomes very confusing. Everything else should be good. One thing, if you scroll down, that blob of text here, maybe you can expand this section. Those are the settings. They are part of the Reka API documentation, and it specify how you want to create that clip. So right now it's hey, create an engaging short video highlighting the best moment. So you could change that if you want. And then after that, you have your generation configuration. So right now it's using the template moments. It will create one video and I'm looking for clipping between 0 and 30 seconds. I'm asking it to be vertical, so the 9:16 ratio with subtitles. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else.
Nice.
So the insert row, what it does is like when you call that API to create that job, that reel, it will return a job ID because now Reka is like starting to work on your clip. So it gives you an ID and we'll need that to after that ask the status. So we are creating a record with the video title, the video URL, and all the data we have. So that flow is ready. And let's create a new workflow again, and we'll import the second one. The second node, get job ID, what it does, it will go fetch the rows from our table that we create earlier, except if the status is fail, or if you scroll down again, if it's done, and send it to the next node. So let's have a look to the next node. If you see that little globe on the right of your screen, yeah, so you can click and just like jump from one node to the other. It's a shortcut. Now you are like an expert. So that one, it's calling Reka API, and it's asking for the status of that job. So if you look that URL, it's an expression, vision agent, API Reka for creator reels, and then we pass that job ID. That comes from the list that we just get. By the way, just like see Reka API key, it found it and just reuse it. That's perfect. Looks like this is all set. So we can click. So what will happen in that node? It will just update the status because maybe initially it was like starting and then it will be pre-processing or analyzing like all the status. So every time the flow runs, it will update the status.
So it lets me know.
Exactly. So now if we go on that next node, it's a little bit special nodes. So that one, it's a if. So If the status is completed, so that's when we know it's ready to download. If not, it will just stop there. Right now, if like the status is not complete, it does nothing. But if it is complete, it will go call that next node. But you told me you want to email instead. So let's go back to the Canva and let's add another node. So you could click that little trash can beside the plus. And now click the plus and you want to use Gmail. So just Gmail, perfect. And then send a message. So now you just go create your Gmail account. I think it's already set for you. That's cool. Okay, so now you put your email where you want to receive that. That's the email you're sending to. Yes. And then the subject.
Speed is the creator that I'm clipping.
And then your message. And then paste what we found. So what it is, but you need to click expression, sorry. What it tells n8n is when there's a double bracket, it needs to interpret what's in there. So what it understands now is it needs to go in the previous node, look for the node name get job status, take the item, and return the video URL.
Got it.
So that's good. That's it. So we could do this. And one thing now we need is to set the job to done. Otherwise, it'll always send email every time. So what you want to do is break the link between the sheet, Google Sheet, and this, and then reconnect it. Yeah. See, now if you move, it follows. And you can delete my my sheet because we don't need it anymore. Cool. Okay. Now you could run that first one.
Yay. Okay, so it's queued.
Yeah, that's normal. I think that's the first status when like the job is queued, so it's not yet started. Obviously, you're not the only one submitting video clipping. So yeah, so it will take a little bit of time depending on like how long that video was.
How do I see how my workflow is doing?
You could go in executions.
Right
there. Right. So now you could see like when the flow ran and what was the status if you had errors and stuff like that, and how long it ran.
I think it's ready.
To get your free tier API key from.
That's
cool. So it worked. Yay!
It worked.
That's it. Do you want to show the email, or like will you reveal too much?
I'll show it. Here's the email.
There's the email. So like that's what it looks. So
yeah,
exactly how you set it up.
You can download the video here, and here it is. That's great. That's awesome. Good job.